I have made no secret about the fact that I am not a fan of musicals. So you know it's got to be something good if I adore a musical. I am speaking, of course, about The Sound of Music. It's been on my It's been on my mind these past few days because there was a 60th anniversary showing of it at my theater. It's been on the screen for a few days, I think. I'm not sure if it's still there, but I'd never seen it on the big screen, and I've watched this movie a lot. And it's long, but I don't care because it's so freaking good. The thing that I don't like about musicals is that when the characters break into song, more often than not, I am completely just snapped right out of the moment, right out of the story, and I am ready for them to hurry up, get that song over with. Let's get on with the story. I don't care. There are two exceptions to my dislike of musicals. One is, of course, from earlier this year, Better Man, and the second is Sound of Music. I have adored this movie since I saw it in the 80s. I love how pure and beautiful it is. I can't think of any other way to describe this movie. The songs are so relevant to the story. It all ties in so wonderfully, and the songs are catchy, and the acting is so sweet. Like, with some of the kids, you can tell maybe their acting talent isn't quite as good as the adults around them, but it doesn't matter because it's so cute, and the scenery and the cinematography and the score and the time period. So even though there's this very beautiful story of this crazy wannabe nun who's got this very free spirit, and she goes off to be this governess for these children of this guy who's a naval officer, and he lost his wife, and so he's very militant with his kids. And then, of course, they formed this bond with each other. I really liked how that played out over time. There's sort of like a wrench in the story with regard to relationships because Captain von Trapp, he has the Baroness that he's been seeing. She's from, I can't remember, she say Vienna? Anyway, whatever. So you've got this whole thing, and Maria struggling with her faith when she starts to realize that it has feelings for Captain von Trapp, and then the children and how she helped the children to open up. She let them be kids, and they're traipsing all over town, and she's teaching them about music and the way that all of that played out. And then in the midst of all this loveliness of the story and the characters, you have this underlying threat in the form of the Nazis that demand that Captain von Trapp reports for duty, because Austria at this point is under occupation. And so then they devise this plan to try to escape. They get kind of caught when they're trying, and then they have to do this whole other thing to try to figure out how are they going to escape this situation. It's like the perfect blend of sweet romance, touching relationships, and yet at the same time, this backdrop of this looming threat. And yes, it's a long film, but it's just one of those things where I don't care how long it was. I love the characters so much. I could have spent hours more with them. And you know it's something very unique when a movie can do that for me, especially a movie that belongs to a genre that is absolutely a no-go most of the time, which is musicals. So if you guys love musicals, I'm sure you will have seen The Sound of Music by now. If you don't love musicals, I still feel like you probably kind of have seen it. But if you have stayed away from this movie because you don't like musicals, I would implore you to give it a try. Just kind of settle in and go with the flow. Absorb the beauty of the imagery that you're seeing and how colorful and just gorgeous that place was where they filmed, and just the sweetness of the story. I have nothing bad to say about this film. The closest I get to a con is just bringing up the fact that some of the child actors, some of their performances weren't as strong as, like I said, the adults around them. That is a non-issue to me, because it's still so good. And some of the moments of comedy, the theater that I was in was almost completely full. There was a lot of laughter whenever certain things would happen. And at the end, applause. And I was one of the people applauding, like I'd never seen this movie at all. But I applauded and I cheered really loud. It was a lovely viewing experience, and it was nice to kind of have something a little cheerful and sweet to take my mind off some of the ugliness that I've been seeing on the internet because of recent events. It reminds me of the messaging on this shirt. This is from Anthony A. Perez's merch shop, by the way, and it says, "A movie a day keeps reality away." It didn't fully keep reality away for me while I was watching it, because every once in a while I'd kind of be snapped back to reality. But movies often do a good job of helping transport you into other worlds and kind of get your mind off the stress of everyday life. Anyway, that was a tangent. If you haven't seen this film yet, check it out. There's a tour in Salzburg, a Sound of Music tour that Jason the Old Millennial went on, and he has videos of it up on his channel, or a video of it up on his channel. Fantastic. If I went to Europe at all, it would probably be for something like that. It's never going to happen, but that would be the only thing that would draw me over to Europe, would be to go on the Sound of Music tour. Okay, that's definitely all I have to say about the Sound of Music, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Bye.